There's something different about the dead of night, not just the darkness, but the way the world feels paused. Streets empty, phones quiet, the kind of silence that makes every small sound feel important. These are three true stories from people who found themselves awake when they probably shouldn't have been and realized too late that something was wrong. The first story comes from a man who worked overnight security at a small industrial complex on the outskirts of town. He took the job because it was easy. 12-hour shifts, minimal responsibility, mostly sitting in a booth watching cameras. The place shut down completely at night. No employees, no deliveries, just him and the hum of fluorescent lights. Around 2:17 a.m. on his third week, one of the cameras flickered. He leaned forward, annoyed more than anything, assuming it was just another technical issue. But when the image stabilized, he noticed something standing at the edge of the parking lot. Not moving, just standing there. It looked like a person. He zoomed in, the image grainy, distorted, but clearer than before. A tall figure wearing what looked like a hooded jacket, no vehicle nearby, no reason for anyone to be there. He checked the timestamp. Still live. He grabbed his radio and stepped outside the booth, the cool night air instantly making him feel more alert. The parking lot lights cast long shadows across the pavement. The figure was still there, exactly where the camera showed it. "Hey," he called out, trying to sound confident. "This is private property." No response. He took a few steps closer. That's when the figure slowly turned its head toward him. He froze. Even from that distance, he could tell something was off. The posture was wrong, too stiff, too deliberate. And when it started walking toward him, the movement didn't look natural. The steps were uneven, almost jerky, like it was learning how to move. He backed up, heart racing, never taking his eyes off it. The closer it got, the more panic set in. He turned and ran back into the booth, slamming the door and locking it. On the monitors, he watched the figure walk right up to the camera. Then it stopped. It stood there for nearly 10 minutes, not moving, just staring directly into the lens. At 2:41 a.m., it walked away. When the morning shift arrived, he showed them the footage. The camera log showed nothing, no glitches, no movement recorded. He quit the next day. The second story was shared by a woman who says she still can't sleep without a light on. She was staying alone at her parents' house while they were out of town. The house was old, the kind that made noises even when no one was inside. She'd lived there her whole life and was used to it. Around 3 a.m., she woke up to the sound of footsteps upstairs. She lay still, listening. Slow, heavy. Not the normal creaks of the house settling. These had rhythm. She called out her brother's name out of habit, then remembered she was alone. The footsteps stopped. Her heart pounded as she stared at the ceiling. After a long moment, she heard something worse. The sound of a door opening upstairs. Then another. She grabbed her phone and quietly locked her bedroom door. Minutes passed. Then she heard it. Breathing. Right outside her door. She covered her mouth, terrified she'd make a sound. Whoever or whatever was out there didn't try the handle. Didn't knock. It just stood there, breathing slowly, heavily, as if listening. After what felt like forever, the breathing stopped. Footsteps moved away. She didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, she checked the house. Every upstairs door was open. Nothing was missing. The third story is from a rideshare driver who learned why some passengers only come out after midnight. He picked up a request at 1:38 a.m. from a quiet residential area. The app showed a normal name. No red flags. When he arrived, a man got into the back seat without saying a word. The driver greeted him. No response. As they drove, he tried making small talk. Again, nothing. The passenger sat perfectly still, staring straight ahead. Halfway through the ride, the driver glanced in the rearview mirror and felt a chill run through him. The man wasn't blinking. Not once. His eyes were wide open, unblinking, locked onto the driver's reflection. The driver asked if everything was okay. The man finally spoke. "You can stop watching me now." The driver's hands tightened on the steering wheel. He hadn't realized how often he'd been checking the mirror. They continued in silence until the destination appeared on the app. An empty field, no house, no lights, just darkness. The driver slowed, confused. "This is the location," he said. The man leaned forward, his face inches from the driver's ear, and whispered, "I know." The driver slammed the brakes and jumped out of the car, heart pounding. When he turned back, the back seat was empty. The ride was marked completed. The account disappeared the next day. These are the kinds of stories that only happen in the dead of night. When you're tired, when you're alone, when the world feels quiet enough for something else to step in, and once you experience it, night never feels the same again.